Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So in this video, we're going to walk you through or show you how to run your first conversion advert via Facebook. So conversions are essentially different to the others, where they actually require a landing page or some form of website they go to activate a lead. So when I say activate a lead, the objective is to get a lead. So what I mean by that is obviously a name and email, or if you're running to, for example, a application form, is to get an application. That's the idea behind it. So just before we get into this, I want to make sure that you've obviously, before implementing this video or even starting this video, you make sure you watch the ones previous to this. They're very important to make sure, as I said in the other videos, that you're building your relationship with Facebook Business Manager. It's an important tool. It's going to be your tool to run your business for the foreseeable, but you obviously want to keep it in good standing. So make sure you've watched all the videos up to this point before conversion. We suggest running a messenger ad for a period of time before you're onto conversions. And also make sure that this full screen. So if you're on mobile, possibly move to laptop or desktop or a monitor, so that you can open this up and be able to see all the kind of bits and bobs that come with setting up an ad, because there's a lot to it. So I'm just going to jump into this. Cool. So yeah, we're getting back at where we were from the last video on setting up a messenger ad, but this time it's going to be slightly different. Just make sure again that your setting up an account is the correct account at the top of the screen. The one you're going to be using, the one you've used in the messenger ads, one you've used in Facebook do sometimes throw you off by opening you up in a different account. So always make sure that account's the correct one. So here this is also important for Pixels as well, making sure you're in the right account. So here we're going to create this ad again, so as we did before. So we're going to hit that green button and create an ad. Now, again, we're at this page where we select which type of ad we want to go with. So for this one, we're going to be going with conversions. As you can see, conversions on the left-hand side, it's more for kind of sales. So it's looking for the actual activity, the call to action of someone taking action over the name and email, or opening an application, or in other circumstances, actually buying something, store traffic, catalog sales, for example. So what we're looking for here is a conversion ad. So I'm clicking on conversion. The same thing is going to happen as we did before. We're going to make sure we name it correctly. So the naming scheme is important as you go through, because as I said in the previous videos, if you don't name them, if you keep naming every ad as conversions or every campaign as conversions, it's going to be confusing when you go to look at it further down the line and have to pull back on stuff that may have worked, may have not worked, and to really analyze your account. So making sure that is done first is key. So what here I would probably do is write out conversion as my type, which is what the ad is going to be, so I can look at it and spot that's a conversion straight away without having to go into the ad and identify what it is. And then I'll give it a name. So I might, again, like I did in the last one, I may call it just family time. And that's the advert that I'm looking at. So that's the campaign I'm going to call it, and that's the family time. That's the name of it, and that's what I'm going to have at the front for conversion, family time. So if I need to find it at any point, it's there and ready to go. Same with previous on the messenger, you'll have a lifetime budget and a daily budget. We'll go with daily for this one, and again, £5 as we did before. So as you'll notice when we open this up, there's a few more options than there is on the messenger ad, and this can be because of a few things, but obviously in a conversion ad, it's looking for pixel information. Now, pixels we've gone through in previous videos. But a pixel is essentially registering someone's activity, whether that's viewing your page, viewing your landing page, or whether that's putting a name and email into it. There's two different types of pixels. We'll have a view content pixel and a lead pixel. The lead pixel is actually someone that's actually submitted their name and email into your landing page and progressed further into the landing page, into the sequence. So in here, it's coming up with all my lead types. So I'm going to look at the lead one for this opportunity, because I'm going to be going into my landing page. Okay. So wait for it to populate. So I'll scroll down. So all these things is going to be going to a website, app, messenger, WhatsApp. You can ignore for the time being. So again, we're back where we were with on the audience section. Very similar to the last time. I'm not going to fill these out for this specific one because I've done those in the past. So just to show you that this is already set up as the last, And actually, you'll start becoming familiar with these sections now. So audience is one section on its own, and you can start, if you've got the same saved audience or if you've got a custom audience that you use every time, this is where you will be putting it in. Again, placements for conversions, you can attack some different areas. Potentially go to Instagram newsfeed as well. Wouldn't recommend stories at this point due to the fact that it's just an image that you'd be sharing. You wouldn't be sharing any text. But stories, obviously, Tom goes into in the future videos in regards to getting a story ad running. So at this point, I'm going to take off Audience Network, Messenger, Instagram for this example, and take this down to just Facebook newsfeed. Get rid of stories, get rid of in-stream. Don't need any of these. It's not a video anyway, so I'm not running with that. This will be covered in any future training, but for this particular example, I'm going to make sure everything's unticked. And it's just going to Facebook newsfeed. Okay. Ignore that error there. Doesn't mean anything to me. So conversions, lowest cost bid strategy. So just to go back on Pixel, to make sure this when you activate it may not be green. It may be an amber color, or it may even be red when you go to lead pixel. Now there's a reason for that. Now the pixel hasn't had any traffic to it. What that means is no one's gone through the pixel and fired it. So if you set up a pixel on your landing page and you don't fire it, and by fire it I mean put a name and email in, it doesn't activate, it doesn't go green. So if you're just looking orange or looking red, I'd go to your landing page, put in your name and email, make sure to submit it, make sure it fires, and that you come back into here. I'd probably refresh this, reset it, start again, and then from that point of view, I would then build out the leads section here, the pixel section. So wait for that to become populated, and then you'll see a green pixel. If you still don't see a green pixel after that, then it'll be worth reaching out to your coach and just checking that your pixel is activated and okay, and then you can go from there. That's just to cover that pixel area, because I think it's important to make sure that if you come in this screen and you've got a different layout to me, like there's no pixel, there's no lead pixel, or that it's missing or it's not the right color, then yeah, it's important to flag that with your coach if you can't identify it yourself. So I've scrolled right down here to the bottom because I've scripted all that, because essentially we've done it before and it's all making sense to everyone who's going through that. So if you've not watched the Messenger ad, go back and watch that one, because that's where you should have started before you watch this one. And then you can obviously pick up the bits for the audience and all those things and placements in those as well. So I'm going to click continue, and it's going to fire me straight in to the similar thing to when we did messengers a minute ago. Cool. So again, yeah, you can name this top bit. If you want to name this advert set specifically, you can add this name. Again, it really works for split testing. So you would name it image number 1, image A, image of a dog, for example, if you had an image of a dog, and then if you had your second test was image of a cat, you would have image of cat. So you know which one you're looking at when you look at the results. I hope that makes sense. Until you've looked at the business manager and how the results look, you won't know exactly what you're looking for. So I'll go through that in a future video. So in terms of your Facebook page, it's already allocated my Facebook page, which is perfect. You can also add your Instagram if you want to. Obviously, I've not selected Instagram on the placement, so I won't need to do that. Single image, carousel collection. Again, as before, you can select whatever you want. You can even go video or use an existing post. Now, what I would suggest at this point is that if you've had a messenger ad that's been approved and been accepted by Facebook on policies and all those things and been running and had messengers, I would use exactly the same like context or copy or image or headline as you did in the previous one, but just with the conversion, a different call to action. That's all I would suggest, because then again, we know it's already got through policy and we know it's going to be approved again for policy reasons. The only thing that will be flagged is potentially the link, but that's the only change. So at least you know what's being flagged. And it's important to identify that, because once you don't know what's being flagged, trying to find that out can be tough sometimes. If you've got use existing post, again, if you want to use a post from your page, if you've already created the ad on your page, some people do that. And it's a way of doing things where you've got the actual post running from your page, but actually as an ad as well, can be useful. For this example, I'm just going to create this straight in here and create it from scratch. I feel like that's sometimes the best way to do it. So if I go and add in image, wait for my images to load, I'm going to use the same image as I did on the messenger, and I'm going to use the same copy. So I'm going to select this image, and I'm going to wait for this to load. PC decides to speed up, and we go OK. Plug that in, so the image is in. As you can see, it's populated the image now, so it's more about just doing the text. Okay, cool. So what? Okay, cool. So the image is in. You can see it on there. It's already looking for a URL, and it's got a headline, newsfeed, link, description, for example. So you can see that's the preview on the right-hand side. It's always good to check out the preview and work out how it's looking before, so you'll see people who are viewing it how they're seeing it. So in the text, I'm going to use the text I had for the previous one. I'm going to plonk that in there. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to head to the headline that I had before, which was "What does freedom mean to you?" Mark. That's in there. So yeah, I've got the headline in there. Once I click off that, I've got no display URL at the moment. I've got a learn more button, and yeah, I've got all those things in play. So as you can see, I've got them all in play now. So the next thing to do is to make sure that I've got a correct link in place that will fire me to my landing page, which is set up with your coach. So this will be the link where you've set up your pixel under and all those things. So it should all, if you've only done one domain, it'll make it a lot simpler. If you've done multiple domains and you're spreading it across a few, then it makes it a little bit more confusing. So hopefully you only set up one. For me, it's just Ali Crump Marketing. And obviously I'll use that in my copy here. So I'll put Ali Crump Marketing.com, put that in there, wait for that to populate. And there you can see it's got Ali Crump Marketing across the top there as well. So it shows my website, and it's got my headline and my button, and that all fires off to the landing page that's set up. You can also change around the buttons if you want to. If you want to book now, contact us, get offer, get quote. We always find that learn more is the best one, because generally people are reading your copy. They want to learn more. They want to find out what's going on. They want to go to your landing page. They want to enter their name and email, and they want to see what's on the other side. So that's how I would say that. On this point, I wouldn't start traveling into different buttons. Call to action for learn more seems to be the best one at the current stage for us, unless you want to test some other ones. And then yeah, it's all down to all the pixel information's all correct, it's all highlighted. I'm happy with that. If you've not set up your pixel yet, it will say set up, which you would have done before you coming into this point anyway. And then it's just hitting confirm. Confirm, we're going to go into the review with Facebook. And if you've had success in getting lots of things approved in the past with them and no issues so far, then this should be a pretty easy, straight in landing page, ready to go and approved by Facebook. So yeah, that's the end of the training for this one. Hopefully that made sense to you guys. And if it doesn't, just drop me a message at any point and I'll get back to you with regards to conversion ads.